Hi, I'm Anthony Dean, and I'm here to talk to you today about the YF-12. The information that I'm about to give you took me quite a while to compile and research, and is very rare and hard to find. NASA has released footage of its secret test aircraft from the 1970s. The YF-12 was actually a modified A-12, not an SR-71, and took up the 7th, 8th, and 9th slots on the A-12 assembly line at Lockheed Skunk Works. The modifications changed the aircraft's aerodynamics enough to require ventral fins to be mounted under the fuselage and engine nacelles to maintain stability. 4 avionics chine bays previously used to house the A-12's reconnaissance equipment and cameras were converted to carry Hughes AIM-47 Falcon missiles. The YF-12 could carry 3 AIM-47s as one bay was used for fire control equipment. On May the 14th, 1965, the Air Force placed a production order for 93 F-12Bs for its Air Defense Command. However, Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara would not release the funding for 3 consecutive years due to Vietnam War costs, and later it was ascertained that these aircraft were not needed and the program was canceled. SR-71's fighter daddy, the YF-12, first flew on August the 7th, 1963. It scored 6 kills and only 1 miss with AIM-47 missiles. The B-47 Stratojet bomber was modified as a drone to be the target. The U.S. Navy's Q-2C target drone was also used. In March 1965, Jim Easton hit the target 36 miles away using the Hughes ASG-18 fire control system. In September 1965, a YF-12 traveling 2,455 miles per hour at 75,000 feet altitude fired a missile at a target 36 miles away, flying at only 40,000 feet and missed by only 6 feet. The last launch was from a YF-12 also flying at Mach 3.2 and 74,000 feet altitude, with the B-47 flying at only 500 feet above the ground. Robert Stevens flew aircraft 936 as the first to fly above 80,000 feet. The stated service ceiling of 75,000 feet was more like a low estimate. The YF-12 also had a low real-field sonic boom overpressure value of between 33.5 and 52.7 nautical miles squared, basically meaning that it had a quiet sonic boom. The YF-12 was similar in structure and appearance to its siblings, the A-12 and SR-71, and could be mistaken for an SR-71 very easily. What made it different was its substantially redesigned forward fuselage. This included a second cockpit for the weapons system operator, as well as accommodation for the large and complex Hughes AN ASG-18 radar fire control system. The redesigned nose bore distinctively truncated chines that made the YF-12A instantly distinguishable from the A-12 or SR-71. The first American pulse Doppler radar with look-down, shoot-down capability, the AN ASG-18, had originally been developed for the canceled F-108. The YF-12A also inherited the Hughes AIM-47 intercept missile, previously known as the GAR-9, also intended for the F-108. The AIM-47 was carried internally inside a bay that on the A-12 had carried reconnaissance cameras. The debut flight of the first YF-12A was tail number 934, with Jim Easton at the controls, and occurred on August 7, 1963. 934 was later lost in 1965 in a hard emergency landing at Edwards Air Force Base after an in-flight fire, and its rear half was salvaged and combined with the front half of a Lockheed static test airframe to create the only SR-71C ever made. This Blackbird was seemingly not quite straight and had a yaw at supersonic speeds and was nicknamed the Bastard. SR-71C tail number 981, which was a portion of the former YF-12A tail number 934, is on display at the Hill Aerospace Museum in Utah. Aircraft 935 was consigned to storage in 1967. 2 years later, in 1969, 935 was loaned to NASA for Mach 3 flight testing. 936 was lost on June 24, 1971 due to an in-flight fire caused by a failed fuel line. Both pilots ejected safely just north of Edwards Air Force Base. Aircraft 935 is the only surviving YF-12A. It was recalled for storage in 1969 for a joint U.S. Air Force-NASA investigation of supersonic cruise technology, and then flown to the National Museum of the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio on November 17, 1979. The SR-71 was originally given the designation of YF-12C as a cover story. The second SR-71 produced, Aircraft 951, was given the fictional YF-12 tail number of 937 and a NASA tail flash. So if you ever see pictures of Aircraft 937, know that that's not a real YF-12A. It's actually an SR-71. This has been fun. I hope you enjoyed all the information that I have compiled, and we'll see you the next time.